2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Serenity Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi, Luke. Thank you. Yes, this group, one to watch. Now, the rookie in this pairing, they've set themselves some very specific goals, some very lofty goals to beat player after player. But the first one, oh, it's going to be tough. Lots of chatter on social media leading up to this pairing. The battle is on.
Oh, it's terrific, Henny. That's exciting, isn't it? Always love a battle within the war, don't you? Good to see how this one plays out over the course of this tournament. He has this putt to save his par. It's tracking. That one raced by. Bit of work coming back. And unfortunately, it's going to be a drop shot to begin the day.
Just the thing they didn't want to have happen. An opening bogey. Hopefully that does not set the tone for the rest of the day.
Let's go down to John McCarthy for our on-course report. And John, you've now had some time to walk the course this week before today's show. What are we in for today at the Jacobson Homestead?
Well, Luke, yes, I love walking around this rural setting. Not a whole lot of trouble to start off with, but things heat up quite a bit when you hit the 7th hole, par 4. Has a dogleg left and a few bunkers and trees to deal with off the tee. Back 9 opens with a narrow and lengthy par 5, but that's really as tricky as it gets. I guess it gets a little swampy on the 15th, but the water generally won't be a factor for many players out there in the field. They saved the most challenging tee shot for the 18th, which leads up to an elevated green for the approach. That will be a fun hole to watch this week. Hopefully provide some drama coming down the final stretch. Let's see what happens, guys.
5 feet coming up to the cup. This looks good. Super shot, that. Now let's switch our focus to Rickie Fowler.
He's one stroke behind his rival in this event.
So after that effort, let's have a look at the contenders and the pretenders. Here we are at the 3rd.
Luke, coming off a birdie at the last hole, this player finally is making something happen. Looking forward to the next hole, but danger lurks if they're not careful.
Nicely done. Few players have had the kind of impact on the game that Rickie Fowler has, and certainly being a fan favourite, Rich. It's funny when you see grown men dressed head to toe in orange supporting this wonderful person. But I know he wants more out of his career bio than what he's got right now.
And he will definitely get it as well, Luke. He's too good of a talent, and he has too much ability to not be a great player and be on the top of the leaderboard definitely a few times during the season. He is definitely, if there is a Pied Piper in golf outside of Tiger Woods, I would put my thumb on Rickie Fowler, just because so many people go out there dressed in the orange gear that he has, and whatever he does, they just love it. He's engaging, he's affable, he looks like he is enjoying himself on the golf course, which I truly believe he is. He really is one of these players that's so dynamic and so fun to be around. You can't help but root for him week in and week out.
Well, here's an unlikely player. A little bit of an underdog, you say?
Yes, but everybody on the PGA Tour can play. He's just an unknown quantity at the moment. I'm excited to watch.
Anything in 5 feet to be handy from here.
Trying to save par here.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. There's part of about 6 feet coming up. Well, at least it wasn't a double.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Have to see if they can rebound from that.
And Henny, what are they looking at here?
This one will run uphill.
So after that effort, this is the current standings on the course. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. This hole's a tough 2-shotter, a long par 4. Atta boy, good shot. from around 180 yards out. 5 shots off the lead. Going with the 6-iron here. It's a little wayward.
Greens in regulation today has been absolutely abysmal, and that is reflective on their scorecard.
Putting for a par here.
Looking good.
And there it is. Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Well, that's a beautiful bunker shot there. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Tiger Woods back in his familiar spot, currently on top of the leaderboard here. This hole is a par 5. Right into the water on that one. Well, Rich, it's become a bit of a new age thing on tour. A couple of rivalries that heat up on social media. We've seen a number of other players that call each other out. What have you made of this social media age?
Well, you better have thick skin if you're going to get into the social media arena. Thankfully, they didn't have it when I was out there on tour because I don't know if I can handle it. I certainly couldn't be trusted with it back then. But I think if you're going to go into that arena, you have to treat social media like it's just something that it's fun to do. If you do go down that rabbit hole in social media, you better be prepared for the consequences.
Here's their 6th shot. 5 strokes behind our leader. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill, and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
And that putt will end up short.
Well, I think they fell in love with the line, forgot about the pace.
This putt. Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open is about to start. But hello, I'm Luke Elvey alongside 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam, who's in the booth. And it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi, Luke. I'm so looking forward to following these 2 players in this group. They've been going back and forth a bit on social media leading up to the event and seem to really want to prove something out on the course today.
Can you hear me now?
To keep an eye on this one right throughout this event. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
And from about 105 yards...
This one is heading to a really not so good space.
Getting ready to play their 3rd. Oh, I thought that one was going in. This putt for par here. That'll affect the scorecard. And this one will be for bogey. Currently at +1 for the tournament. The second at TPC Summerland is a par 4 measuring 469 yards from the back tee. It plays slightly downhill, so a strong drive here will set up even just a short iron approach. However, there's a huge waste area to the right, so accuracy off the tee is required. The smart option here is to lay back with the 3-metal and give yourself a full shot in, and also take 1 club less into this green as it will release down the slope. This putt coming up is for birdie. That's disappointing.
That will drive you bats.
Sitting at 1 over for the day.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard.
Cheeky little birdie.
Well, I like the look of the line here. This should find the fairway. The third hole at TPC Summerlin has been converted from a par 5 down to a 4, Rich, which makes their second shot much tougher.
Second shot across the ravine to a green that's surrounded
Bin,
by
you
bunkers.
smelly prick.
Should you find the green in two putts from there will be just fine, but watch out. Big numbers abound should you start missing this green out to the right.
Big par saver coming up for this fella. Oh, so close. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's one stroke in
I don't care about Ricky Fowler.
today. Great start.
Nice shot, Ricky.
Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. The fourth at TPC Summerlin is a pretty straightaway par 4, measuring 450 yards from the back tees. The fairway bunkers down the left and right are to be avoided. Really, not much to this hole. Just be accurate on approach. This lie's not great.
No, this is like hitting it into a head of cabbage. I mean, it literally is just awful.
Oh, I didn't see this as possible. What a shot.
Chance to move up into the top 20 on the leaderboard. A good putt to make here. That's frustrating. And down it goes. Let's head to the next. Now 5 strokes behind. The fifth at TPC Summerlin is a par 3 measuring 197 yards.
G'day, mate.
Tees on this hole ensures the type of club you need to get at it. If you're going at it, make sure you avoid that bunker that's short and right. Opting for the 6 iron. Oh, this would be handy if he could bounce right. And he's safely on the green with that shot. Just taking a look at this one, Rich.
You're great at golf.
I really can't say I'm a fan of their chances on this one, Luke, but I tell you what, I've been wrong once before.
Didn't quite have the right stuff there. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
This is what they have left for a par.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And after that effort, let's take a look at how it stands. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. The sixth at TPC Summerlin is a snaking par 4, playing 430 yards. There's a big waste area up to the left-hand side that needs to be avoided. If you can position your drive on the right half of this fairway, it gives you the best shot up the hill to a green that is not protected by any bunkers. Oh, come on, sit. Not bad. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
Scorecard filled with 3s never hurts. Good putt to make this.
If they can sink this, they'll pull ahead of Fowler. This could get interesting.
And that will put them ahead of their rival. A great performance on this hole. Now 4 back after that hole. The seventh at TPC Summerlin is a short par 4 measuring just 382 yards off the tips. Really, you just want to avoid the trees on the left-hand side because that will prevent you getting at the green, which is well guarded by bunkers and trees. Lay up, short right, a nice little wedge in here, and try and make a birdie. Rich, this player is definitely not on the top of many people's favourites to win. How do you see them faring here today?
The PGA Tour is full of underdogs that can flat out play, Luke. This is just another one of those scenarios. This player is someone to watch.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival.
Birdie.
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. The 8th at TPC Summerlin is a big par 3 playing 239 from the tips. A well-struck shot will avoid the gully here, but anything to the left half can roll off the green. The bunker short rider also to be avoided, so you don't make a sloppy bogey. Good chance to move to even par if they can make this putt.
This for back-to-back birdies.
Ouch, that hurts. It's just about 3 feet away. As they say, drive for show, putt for dough. That'll cost you. Putting for bogey. And down it goes. And a little slide down the standings after that hole. The 9th at TPC Summerlin is a par 5 measuring over 563 yards. Really, the main aim here is to just avoid that bunker off the left of the tee. Then, if safely in the fairway, you can get after this green. A strong shot will play to the left half of this green and feed down to any hole location. A birdie chance, no doubt. Look like this one's heading to the beach. Here's a chance to get up and down from the greenside bunker. Now let's switch our focus to Rickie Fowler.
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
Let's get back to it, shall we? Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 29 feet from the cup.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
Can't believe he did that. That drives you bonkers as a player.
The 10th at TPC Summerlin is the beginning hole of a back 9 that has many challenges and also a lot of fun holes. Not overly long at 420 yards. You're just trying to avoid any trouble off the tee so you can get a clear shot at this green. A chance to begin the back 9 with a birdie. Well, this one's going right at the flag. And this putt to move into the top 20. He's currently tied for 15th.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
We have a par 4 on this one. This player's got some lovely momentum coming off a birdie at the last. Oh, you couldn't paint a better picture. Gorgeous swing. As we test ourselves here in the closing 9 at TPC Summerlin, what's this second shot into 11 like?
It's a very unfriendly second shot. This green sits above the fairway a good 4 to 5 feet. If you hit it long, you've got no hope of getting it up and down. A very scary shot, to say the least. If you walk away from a par here, happy days.
Okay, time to return to the action. A spot in the top 10 awaits if they can make this putt. A wonderful putt. You can claim it. Back-to-back birdies. And he'll move into the top 10. And with that now, back to level par.
Well, now, things have gotten interesting. Closing the gap.
The 12th here at Summerlin is another short par 4. 442 yards off the tips, but plays slightly downhill and leaves just a short iron approach. The only real danger here is the big body of water that starts around 150 yards short and goes right up past the green. From around 120 yards here, just 2 shots behind. Come on, look after us. Little bounce to the right here. Now over to Rickie Fowler.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
It's a brave one. Driver off the deck. Chance to sneak into the top 5 here.
This one's tracking.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And that puts him into the top 5 for the tournament. He's currently tied for 3rd.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
Great shot. Second shot here on the 13th. Sitting at 1 under. Currently tied for 3rd. And this putt to move into a tie for first. That'll be frustrating, inches from making that putt. Okay, let's head to the next. The 14th at TPC Summerlin is a straightaway par 3 playing 168 yards. The green slopes right to left, so make sure you've got the right length of club so you're not left with a long putt. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
A share of top spot on the leaderboard awaits if they can make this putt.
And with only 4 holes to go in this event, Luke, this is a good opportunity, big moment for this player.
Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here.
This for par.
Good putt that. He's currently tied for 4th. The 15th at TPC Sutherland is a great short par 4. In fact, a lot will try and drive it in the tournament. If you want to lay it back, you've got around about 115 yards uphill to a green where you can't see those back hole locations. However, a good aggressive play here must avoid the pot bunkers around the greens or the big waste area to the left. A chance to make a birdie here or even an eagle. Trying to get to 2 under with this putt. Just didn't drop. Putting for par. And that putt drops. Now 1 under, heading to the stretch.
They're going to have to dig deep to pull this one out. Let's see what they got.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
The 16th at TPC Summerlin is another one of those great scoring holes en route to the finish. A par 5 playing 560 yards. A well-struck drive up the right half here gives you a chance to get at this green in 2. If you are going for the green, make sure you got enough club because that huge penalty area in front of it will ruin any score. Be careful going through the green here as well because getting down from over the back is not that easy. Well, Rich, this player's certainly making moves up the leaderboard, aren't they?
Absolutely nice push on this final round. Still needs to keep the foot on the gas, continue making birdies if they have any hope of winning.
Just needs this one to kick right. Yeah, a quality shot from him. He'll be pleased. A par putt awaits. Ooh. Job done. Let's head to the next. The 17th at TPC Summerlin is a downhill par 3 playing 196 yards. Jonathan Bird once famously holed out in the playoff here to snatch the title. The green shapes right to left towards the hazard, so make sure if you're going to go for it, be very accurate. This is a spot they need to get up and down from. Just 2 strokes off the lead.
Little excitement going on right now.
8 feet to the cup.
Solid little par putt here.
Just a couple of inches away from finding that one. In it goes, and that's unfortunately back-to-back bogeys.
They're making one bad mistake with another, compounding it, not good.
The 18th at TPC Summerlin is a 444-yard par 4 with a big body of water just beyond the gully, which you've got to drive. Make sure you avoid those bunkers on the right side to give you a good iron into this green. Sitting at 1 over, trying to crack into the top 10. Going with the 7. They're looking to get this one close in hopes of saving par. How close was that to going down? This putt is for a score of 72. Looking really good, this one. And with it, that concludes his event. That's a shame. They came oh so close to what would have been an incredible comeback victory.
The stories that we could have told if they completed the victory would be endless. Unfortunately, not getting it done, but still, what a performance on this final round.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now. UK Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Ace Championship is about to begin. G'day mates, Luke Elvey here alongside Rich Beam, and we're basking in the beauty of this course here in the delightful Tahitian Escape, Rich. What does this opening hole, par 5, have in store for the players this week?
Luke, from the backs, it's 5-5-5, and a nice tee shot will allow pretty much every player to go for this green in 2. Second shot will play straight downhill. I got to say, I've seen a lot of golf courses in my lifetime, Luke. The second shot on this par 5 is absolutely astounding. I love this opening hole.
I'm looking forward to today, that's for sure. This one might roll into the rough. Henny, I'm sure you've got a better look of that lie.
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the second cut.
Choosing the 9-iron here.
What a shot from the rough. This is gorgeous.
Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt. It was on a good line. Just 3 feet to the cup. Oh, what a stroke. He's currently tied for 9th. We have a par 3 on this one. That's a good-looking shot there. Never seen a scorecard that doesn't look good with a 2 on it. Ooh, right by the hole. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me.
Nice little par putt here.
Yeah, nicely holed. So no movement there. The player remains at even par. Well, now's a good time to check in with John McCarthy for his on-course report. And John, what sort of things will the players be dealing with this week at the delightful Tahitian Escape Golf Course?
It's just a gorgeous coastal setting right on the ocean. And that being said, the ocean doesn't really come into play except for maybe on holes 15 and 16. What does come into play is the sand, is the dunes along the coastline. The players are going to have to work hard to not get themselves into trouble that way. There's a few par fives that are going to be great birdie opportunities, but there's a really enticing 290-yard par 4 at the 17th. The green will be drivable to pretty much everyone in the field, but there's a small sunken pot bunker guarding the green center, and that has gotten people into trouble before and guaranteed it will get people into trouble this week. Either way, I'm predicting birdies aplenty, some fireworks perhaps. Looking forward to see what goes down here at Tahitian Escape this week.
Needs this one to kick right. Is that what they had in mind? Sitting at +1. Yeah, that's a top little chip shot, that one.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
Now 3 strokes back after that hole. Here we are in front of a par 3. Well, on the tee now, coming off a par. Chance to pipe one up the middle. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Missing it short there. They will definitely be upset.
Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Oh, just missed. 3 feet to go here to the hole. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Let's see what happens here on the 6th. That's some good golf right there. This shot coming from around the 150-yard marker. 3 shots off the lead. That swing looked a little jerky from where I'm sitting. Do you think they drew that up differently in their mind? And here we are with the 3rd shot. 3 strokes off the lead. Time now for the 4th shot. Just 3 back from the leader. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 30 feet from the cup.
Well, Rich, you think they're going to make this one?
Luke, I really don't think this is going to happen, but you know what? I've been wrong before, and it could happen again.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Looking at a par 5 here.
That double bogey on the last hole, well, it's going to leave a mark. There's no doubt about it.
Lovely effort, that. Well, this is what you call an underdog. But the PGA Tour, we've seen plenty of those underdogs get up and win. Do you think this player's got what it takes?
The PGA Tour is full of underdogs that can flat out play, Luke. This is just another one of those scenarios. This player is someone to watch.
Good look at a birdie here. Okay, steady now. It's just about 3 feet away. Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Well, that was a positive hole. A little shift up the leaderboard. Well played. Setting up now on a par 4. Well played, mate. Henny, what have they got in front of them here?
This is looking around 115 yards out.
This is looking pretty good in the air. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Oh, that's frustrating. And that should secure the par on this one. Sitting at 4 over for the day. And the closing hole on the outward 9 at Tahitian Escape is a par 4 measuring 420 from the tips, Rich.
layup short of those fairway bunkers, those cross bunkers there in the fairway. Second shot straight back up the hill. When the pin's in the back of the green, it's almost a completely blind second shot. Finding the green here in 2. Job well done. This one's heading towards the cabbage.
Getting ready to play their third.
And from the bunker here.
And this from the greenside rough. And he's down there. You got to read.
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Uh-oh, this one's out, heading towards the rough.